Well, we know the new withdrawal agreement, which specifies the terms on which the UK will leave the EU, has now been negotiated between Boris Johnson's government and the 27 other EU countries. So it's a draft international treaty. And the purpose of the Withdrawal Agreement Bill is to turn that treaty into UK law and to give the government permission to ratify it. So now the Prime Minister needs to win the backing of MPs several times in short order to turn his agreement into legislation. Part of the bill gets rid of the need to have an additional meaningful vote on the deal. The legislation would be enough.
Well, what the Prime Minister wants to do is to get this bill through by the 31st of October to keep his pledge to leave the EU by then. And if he had a comfortable majority in the House of Commons, then he might just be able to do that. But he's going to find that very difficult. First of all, because this is a hugely constitutionally significant piece of legislation that MPs are going to want to scrutinise the details of very closely. And more than that, MPs are going to want to cause political trouble for the government. They're going to be trying to insert amendments into the bill to change the direction of travel.
So what are those amendments? Some MPs want to add the requirement of holding another referendum on Brexit. Others insist the aim after Brexit should be to negotiate UK membership of a customs union with the EU. But what does the bill actually cover already? Among other things, it sets out exactly how the UK will make divorce bill payments to the EU for years to come. It ensures that EU law will continue to apply in the UK as long as a post-Brexit transition period lasts. It gives some idea of how the new protocol on Ireland, setting up a de facto customs and regulatory border between Northern Ireland and Great Britain, will work in practice. And it makes the withdrawal agreement in some respects supreme over other areas of UK law. In other words, it gets into some controversial topics. That's why the bill is tricky for the government. Sensitive issues such as what happens at the end of the transition can be fudged a bit in political communications. But here, they have to be set down in precise legal language for all to see.
So the government has tabled a programme motion, which is basically a timetabling motion, which provides for the bill to get through the House of Commons extremely quickly by the end of Thursday this week. Essentially, that's where a lot of the political controversy today is going to be. The government is saying, let's get Brexit done, let's get the bill through, and MPs will be saying, some MPs will be saying, no, we don't want to vote for this programme motion because we want time to scrutinise it properly.
Yes, the government says it's time to get Brexit done, but if it can't get the withdrawal agreement bill through Parliament in time, then the default position is currently that the UK would leave the EU without a deal on the 31st of October. But under the terms of the Benn Act, the Prime Minister has now sent a letter to the European Council President Donald Tusk, making a formal request for an extension to the Brexit process until the 31st of January 2020. The EU will watch events in Westminster closely over the next few days before deciding how to respond to that extension request.